What's up, yo? Welcome to another vid. So, I wanted to make a video on this because I've been thinking about this quite a bit in my spare time, and it's also something I've been kind of studying a little bit here and there. So, did you know that, like, everyone has just a norm feeling, like a setting, your emotions? Everyone has like a normal, and your emotions can go all over the board from that. So your center is your idol, right? So everyone has a different idol in the pie, you could say. Some people are like dead center, some people are here, some people are there. And if you call this like happy, sad, depressed, angry, hopeful, every emotion, people sit at idol somewhere in that. And then people go through their day. You know, you wake up and you might be grumpy in the mornings, and then you get a shot of coffee and it goes up a little bit or whatever. And so you're constantly fluctuating through that in your day. And some people, like I said, just sit at a different spot, idle. And everyone goes through the whole range of emotions. And sometimes you can get triggered. Something will happen and it'll just shoot you over here, shoot you over there, and you'll bounce off like the edge, let's say. Sometimes when you get really sad or you get really happy, you'll bounce like off of the edge of it, and then you'll come back to idle. And so when you're feeling something like that, or like you get triggered, just know that it'll come back. You'll come back to idle. And then the next time you get triggered by that thing, that same thing, it might be a different scenario or whatever, you might hit that wall, but if you do it a couple times, it's not gonna be as bad. Like, you might not go as far to the wall. Does that make sense? So some people, so let's say like you're at idle. Well, some things can affect that right out of the gate when you wake up. Like, if you're in your room or you're in a different setting, it might shift your idol, right? Like where you're at. And some people, like I said, are just, their idol is a little off. Not everyone's the exact same all the time. And some of the things you can do that might help that is taking vitamins. You might be lacking vitamin D. Most people are lacking vitamin D. Or you might be lacking magnesium, you might be lacking zinc, some stuff that might make your just idle down here instead. And so you can do some things that'll just like that, that'll just raise your vibe, your vibration, I should say. And then if something happens, it might not throw you all over the board as much. And I guess once I understood this concept that I'm explaining, it made a lot more sense to me on how to control it. So I started noticing when I was like way up here, way down here. And when you're way high happy, pay attention to what you're doing during that moment. Or if you're really sad or whatever, like pay attention to that. So then you don't have to hit it again. Or if you're at a high point, pay attention to it so that you can hit it again. So some of the things that for me is traveling, getting on like a new mountaintop, you know, that's what gets me to that. And so you want to keep hitting those to have a better life, obviously, right? So I was happier all the time is winning, I would say. But one thing that will completely block this or numb it that I've found is alcohol or any kind of substances. Like I said, vitamins can help you, but when you drink in, it's like automatically just putting you down because your vibration is not as strong. You're literally numbing your vibration. And so that's on how to manifest things and your thought process and your sleep and everything will determine this, right? Like you don't get no sleep, you're down here. If you're well rested, you're up here somewhere. And so you can do little things like that to make yourself better all the time. And what you want to be is up here all the time, because then you'll be in this what's called flow state. And that's when you're able to just knock shit out. You're able to just bust through stuff. You're able to solve problems. That's flow state. And it's almost like you're in like slow motion when you're in flow state. You're able to just think through everything and process everything faster, quicker. That's when you're winning at life, is your flow state. And so that's up here. And when you're drinking, it'll put you down here and you cannot get into flow state nearly as fast or as easy or long when you're taking substances like that. So you want to be in flow state as much as possible in your life. And you'll know when you're in it, because it's, it might have been, maybe it took you 3 cups of coffee or something and you're there or whatever. Maybe you don't need it. Hopefully you don't need anything to get to that. But you want to hit that flow state and be in flow as much as possible. That's when you're just knocking stuff out. You don't even have to think about it. You know what's next. So think about that, guys. So where are you at? What can you do in your daily routine to keep you up here in this flow state? So like Michael Jordan, for instance, he was arguably greatest of all time, right? When you were watching him play, he was just like kicking everyone's butt around the court, right? And it's almost like it was in slow motion for him. And that's what I'm talking about, is that flow state. So guys, that's what I'm saying. Find your flow state, all right? And there's I know there's like different tests and stuff you can take on, you can get tests done on what kind of vitamins or anything you're lacking. I haven't done it. It's kind of one of those things I would like to do someday, because you could just be off of like one thing that could just put you down here instead of up here. So take your vitamins, watch what you eat. A lot of this foods you eat put you right down here. And you know,